I found my daughter's fiancé's wedding ring in his gym bag 3 days before he was supposed to marry her. Not an engagement ring, a wedding ring, with an inscription that read, "Forever yours, Monica. Est. 2019. My daughter's name is Jennifer. Let me back up. I'm Patricia Holloway, 62 years old, and I've been a widow for 7 years. My daughter Jennifer is 29, works as a pediatric nurse, and has the biggest heart of anyone I know. Sometimes too big. She sees the good in everyone, even when there's barely any good to see. She met Marcus Webb at a hospital fundraiser 18 months ago. He was charming, I'll give him that. Tall, well-dressed, had this easy smile that made you want to trust him. Said he worked in medical device sales, traveled a lot for work. Jennifer was smitten from day one. I liked him at first. He was attentive, brought her flowers, remembered little things she mentioned. He had this way of making her laugh that I hadn't seen since her father died. For the first few months, I thought maybe this was it. Maybe Jennifer had found her person. But then, little things started bothering me. Nothing I could quite put my finger on. Just a mother's instinct. That nagging feeling in your gut that something isn't sitting right. He never invited us to his place. Always came to Jennifer's apartment or suggested restaurants. When I asked about meeting his family, he got vague. Said his parents were deceased. He was an only child. Didn't have much family to speak of. Red flag number 1. But I told myself I was being paranoid. He worked weekends constantly. Called at odd hours saying he was delayed at the airport, stuck in meetings. Jennifer would plan dates and he'd cancel last minute. She'd make excuses for him, say that medical device sales was demanding, that he was working hard for their future. Red flag number 2. Then came the engagement. 6 months into dating, he proposed. Jennifer was over the moon, and I tried to be happy for her. I really did. But 6 months? My husband and I dated for 3 years before getting engaged. I bit my tongue. Times were different now, I told myself. People moved faster. The wedding planning was a whirlwind. Marcus wanted to get married quickly, said he couldn't wait to start their life together. They set a date 4 months out. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Jennifer handled most of the planning because Marcus was always traveling for work. He'd show up for the big things, taste the cake, approve the venue, then disappear again for days. I started keeping a mental list of oddities. He never gave Jennifer an emergency contact besides his cell phone, no home address, just said he was staying in corporate housing until after the wedding. He paid for everything in cash, said he preferred it for budgeting. His social media was sparse, just a few photos, mostly of food and cityscapes. No family photos, no old friends tagging him in memories. 2 weeks before the wedding, I was helping Jennifer pack up her apartment. She was moving into a house Marcus had supposedly bought for them in the suburbs. Beautiful place. She showed me pictures. I was folding her clothes when Marcus showed up unexpectedly. He never did that. Always called first. He seemed flustered, said he needed to grab his gym bag, had left it in Jennifer's closet. She was in the kitchen making coffee. I watched him rifle through the closet with this panicked energy, finally pulling out a black duffel bag I'd never seen before. He caught me staring and smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Can't miss leg day," he joked, then hurried out. Something about that moment stuck with me. The panic in his movements, the relief when he found the bag, the forced casualness of his exit. That night, lying in bed, I couldn't shake it. I knew Jennifer's closet inside and out. I'd helped her organize it last month. That bag hadn't been there, which meant he'd put it there recently, hidden it. Why hide a gym bag? The next morning, I did something I'm not proud of. I used the spare key Jennifer had given me and let myself into her apartment. She was at work. Marcus was supposedly in Chicago for a sales conference. I found the gym bag in the back of her closet, buried under winter coats. Inside were the usual things: workout clothes, deodorant, protein bars. But tucked into a side pocket, wrapped in a hand towel, was a gold wedding band. Men's ring, size 10. I held it up to the light and saw the engraving. "Forever yours, Monica, Est, 2019. My hands started shaking. I took a picture of it with my phone, put everything back exactly as I found it, and left. In my car, I sat for 20 minutes just staring at that photo. 2019. That was 4 years ago. Marcus had been married for 4 years when he met Jennifer. Was he divorced? Separated? Or was he still married? I needed to know, but I couldn't just ask him. If he was running some kind of con, confronting him would only make him disappear. And Jennifer wouldn't believe me without proof. She'd think I was being an overprotective mother, trying to sabotage her happiness. I called my friend Linda. We'd known each other since our kids were in elementary school together. Her brother ran a private investigation firm in Seattle. I explained the situation, sent her the photo of the ring. She had her brother call me within an hour. His name was Tom, and he didn't waste time with pleasantries. Mrs. Holloway, I need you to tell me everything you know about Marcus Webb. Full name, date of birth if you have it, places he's lived, where he works. I gave him what little I had. Marcus claimed he was from Phoenix, said he'd gone to Arizona State University, worked for a medical device company called MedTech Solutions. Tom said he'd start there and call me back. 3 days before the wedding, Tom called. What he told me made my blood run cold. Marcus Webb wasn't from Phoenix. He was from Portland, Oregon. He'd never attended Arizona State, and he definitely didn't work for MedTech Solutions. His real name was Marcus Weber, and he was still very much married to Monica Weber. They had 2 children together, ages 6 and 4. They lived in a modest home in Beaverton, a suburb of Portland. There's more, Tom said. Marcus has a pattern. This isn't the first time he's done this. We found 2 other women in the past 5 years who filed police reports against him. One in Sacramento, one in Reno. Same mo. Meets a woman, moves fast, proposes within months, plans a wedding. He borrows money, usually under the guise of investment opportunities or emergency expenses. Then he disappears right before or right after the wedding. How much money? I asked, though I was afraid of the answer. The Sacramento victim lost $60,000. The Reno victim lost $45,000. Both cases are still open, but Marcus is good at covering his tracks. Uses different variations of his name, fake employment records, burner phones. Has he taken money from my daughter? I don't know yet. But Mrs. Holloway, you need to understand something. This man is dangerous. Not physically, from what we can tell, but he's a skilled manipulator, and he's desperate. According to court records, Monica filed for divorce 6 months ago. She's claiming abandonment. He hasn't paid child support in over a year. He's got debt collectors after him. This wedding to your daughter? It's not about love. It's about survival. He needs a new identity, a new life, somewhere his past can't find him. I felt sick. Jennifer. My sweet, trusting Jennifer, who saw the good in everyone. She was just a mark to him, a means to an end. What do I do? I whispered. You have options. You can go to the police now, file a report. They can investigate, maybe arrest him on fraud charges related to the other cases, or you can wait until the wedding, confront him publicly. Make sure your daughter sees who he really is. If I go to the police now, and they can't hold him, he'll run. Jennifer will never get closure. She'll spend years wondering, making excuses for him in her mind. That's true, Tom agreed. But if you wait, you risk him manipulating the situation, turning Jennifer against you. He's had practice at this. I thought about Jennifer's face when she talked about Marcus. The way she lit up, the way she'd say, "We're going to travel the world together," or "He makes me feel so safe." She'd already lost her father. I couldn't let this con artist destroy her ability to trust, to love. I need ironclad proof, I said. Photos, documents, recordings, everything. I need her to see it with her own eyes, so there's no room for doubt. I'll have a complete dossier for you tomorrow, Tom said. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Monica and those 2 little kids in Portland. Did they know their father was about to marry someone else? Did Monica know where he was? I called Tom back. The wife, Monica. Does she know he's getting married in 3 days? I don't know. But I can find out. Find out. And if she doesn't know, tell her. She deserves to know. The next day, Tom delivered. A thick folder full of everything. Marriage certificate for Marcus and Monica, dated 2019. Birth certificates for their children. Photos of Marcus with his real family, at birthday parties, at the zoo, at Christmas. Bank statements showing joint accounts he drained before disappearing. Police reports from Sacramento and Reno with statements from the victims detailing how he'd conned them, and a phone number for Monica Weber. I stared at that number for an hour before I called. "What do you even say?" "Hi, you don't know me, but your husband is about to marry my daughter?" She answered on the third ring. "Hello? Is this Monica Weber?" "Yes. Who's this?" "My name is Patricia Holloway. I'm calling about Marcus." Silence. Then, "Have you seen him? Do you know where he is?" "He's in Boston. He's engaged to my daughter. They're supposed to get married tomorrow." More silence. Then I heard her crying. Not loud, dramatic sobs, just quiet, broken crying. "I'm so sorry," she finally said. "I'm so sorry. I've been trying to find him for months. He left us with nothing. The mortgage is 3 months behind. I've maxed out credit cards trying to feed our kids. I filed for divorce, but they can't serve him papers if they can't find him." "You have nothing to apologize for," I told her. "He's the one who should be sorry. But I need your help. I need my daughter to see who he really is. If I just tell her, she won't believe me. Can you come to Boston?" "I don't have money for a plane ticket," she said quietly. "I'll pay for it. I'll pay for a hotel. Please, help me save my daughter from making the same mistake you did." She agreed. I booked her a red-eye flight that night, got her a room at a hotel near the wedding venue. Tom arranged to have the divorce papers served at the wedding. Everything was set, except I still had to get through rehearsal dinner without falling apart. The dinner was that evening at a nice Italian restaurant Jennifer loved. Marcus was playing the perfect groom-to-be, charming everyone, telling funny stories, toasting to love and new beginnings. I watched him and saw nothing but a liar. A man who had 2 children at home, wondering where their daddy went. A man who had left a trail of broken women and empty bank accounts behind him. At one point, he pulled me aside. "Patricia, I just want you to know how much I love Jennifer. I'm going to take care of her, I promise. She'll never want for anything." I looked him right in the eye and smiled. "I know you will, Marcus. I know exactly what kind of man you are." He smiled back, but something flickered in his eyes. Uncertainty. Good. Let him wonder. That night, I met Monica at her hotel. She was younger than I expected, maybe 35, with tired eyes and a worn expression. She showed me more photos on her phone, Marcus pushing their daughter on a swing, Marcus teaching their son to ride a bike, Marcus blowing out candles on a birthday cake. "He wasn't always like this," she said softly. "Or maybe he was, and I just didn't see it. He was wonderful at first, attentive, loving. But then he started needing money, investments that fell through, business opportunities that required cash up front. I took out loans, borrowed from my parents. Then one day I came home, and he was just gone. No note, no explanation. Bank accounts emptied. I found out later he'd taken out credit cards in my name, maxed them out. "Did you love him?" I asked. "I thought I did. Now I think I loved who I wanted him to be, not who he actually was." She looked at me. "Your daughter? She loves him? She thinks she does. Tomorrow is going to break her heart, I know. But better broken now than shattered later." The wedding was at 2 in the afternoon at a beautiful garden venue outside the city. Jennifer looked radiant in her dress, all smiles and nervous energy. I helped her with her veil, told her she looked like a princess. She hugged me tight. "I'm so happy, Mom. Marcus is everything I ever wanted." I held her close and thought about all the things I wanted to say. But I couldn't. Not yet. She needed to see it herself. The ceremony was outdoors, under a white gazebo decorated with roses. Guests filed in, took their seats. I sat in the front row, right on the aisle. Monica was in the back, wearing sunglasses and a simple dress, trying to blend in. Tom was there too, disguised as a photographer, ready to serve the papers. The music started. The bridal party walked down the aisle, then Jennifer, radiant and glowing, on her way to marry a man who already had a family. Marcus stood at the altar, looking every bit the nervous groom. The officiant, a friend of Jennifer's, began the ceremony. Standard vows, talk of love and commitment and building a life together. Every word felt like a knife. "If anyone here has reason why these two should not be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace." I stood up. The entire venue went silent. Jennifer stared at me, confused. Marcus's face went pale. "Mom?" Jennifer said. "I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. But I can't let you do this." "Patricia, sit down," Marcus said, trying to keep his voice steady. "His name isn't Marcus Webb," I said loudly, so everyone could hear. "It's Marcus Weber, and he's already married." Gasps from the crowd. Jennifer went white. Marcus started backing up. "That's insane," he said. "Patricia, I don't know what you think you know, but I know you have a wife named Monica and 2 children in Portland. I know you abandoned them 6 months ago after draining their bank accounts. I know you've done this before, in Sacramento and Reno. I know everything, Marcus. Every lie, every con, every woman you've destroyed." Monica stood up in the back and removed her sunglasses. Marcus saw her and froze. "Hello, Marcus," she said, walking down the aisle. "Surprised to see me?" Jennifer looked between them, tears streaming down her face. "Who is this?" "I'm his wife," Monica said gently. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you got caught up in his mess." Marcus bolted, just turned and ran, pushing past the officiant, jumping off the gazebo platform. 2 uniformed police officers who'd been waiting by the parking lot intercepted him. Tom had called them that morning, told them everything. They had warrants for his arrest from Sacramento and Reno, plus new charges for fraud and identity theft. The guests sat in stunned silence as Marcus was handcuffed and led away. He was shouting, trying to explain, saying it was all a misunderstanding. No one was listening. I went to Jennifer, who had collapsed into a chair, still in her wedding dress, sobbing. I held her while she cried. Monica knelt beside us. "I know you don't know me," Monica said, "but I know what you're feeling right now. The betrayal, the confusion, the humiliation. I felt all of it, but I promise you, you're going to survive this. And you're lucky you have a mother who loves you enough to blow up your wedding to save you from him." Jennifer looked up at me, mascara streaming down her face. "You knew? How long have you known?" "Only a few days. I found his wedding ring. The rest I found out from a private investigator." "Why didn't you tell me before?" "Because you wouldn't have believed me, sweetheart. You would have thought I was trying to sabotage your happiness. You had to see it yourself. I'm sorry it had to be like this, but I couldn't let you marry him." She dissolved into tears again. I held her tighter. The guests slowly dispersed. Some came up to offer condolences. Others just left quietly, probably eager to get away from the drama. Jennifer's maid of honor helped us get her out of the dress and into regular clothes. We packed everything up, canceled the reception, and went home. The next few weeks were brutal. Jennifer didn't leave her apartment, didn't go to work. She cried for days, oscillating between grief and rage and humiliation. Monica stayed in Boston for a week, and the 2 of them bonded over shared trauma. It was heartbreaking to watch, but also beautiful in its own way. 2 women supporting each other through the wreckage one man had caused. Marcus was charged with multiple counts of fraud, identity theft, and bigamy. The Sacramento and Reno victims came forward with additional testimony. He tried to claim he was the victim, that the women had pursued him, but the evidence was overwhelming. Last I heard, he's looking at 10 to 15 years. Monica went back to Portland with enough money from me to catch up on her mortgage and a lawyer to help navigate the divorce and child support situation. We stay in touch. She sends me photos of her kids sometimes. They're beautiful children who deserve better than the father they got. Jennifer took 3 months off work. I stayed with her most days, just being present, letting her process everything in her own time. She went to therapy, started journaling, slowly began to rebuild her life. She threw herself into her work at the hospital, channeling all that pain into helping others. 6 months after the non-wedding, she met someone new. David, another nurse, who'd been quietly in love with her for 2 years, but never said anything because she was with Marcus. He was patient and kind and understood when she had bad days. They took it slow, really slow. She made him meet me on the second date. I grilled him for an hour, asked every question I could think of. He answered every one honestly, even gave me his mother's phone number in case I wanted to verify anything. "I like him," I told Jennifer afterward. "But more importantly, do you like him?" "I'm scared," she admitted. "What if I'm wrong again?" You weren't wrong about Marcus, sweetheart. He was wrong. He was a liar and a con artist, and none of that was your fault. But you can't let him steal your ability to trust people. Some people are genuinely good. Like David. 2 years later, Jennifer and David got married. Small ceremony, just close family and friends, at a little beach house we rented for the weekend. I walked her down the aisle, and this time, there were only happy tears. This time, when the officiant asked if anyone objected, we all laughed because we knew no one would. Monica sent flowers with a card that read, "To new beginnings and mothers who fight like hell." I kept that card, still have it on my fridge. Looking back, people sometimes ask if I have regrets about how I handled things. Should I have told Jennifer sooner? Should I have gone to the police immediately instead of staging a dramatic wedding confrontation? Maybe. But I don't think Jennifer would have believed me without seeing it with her own eyes. She needed to see Marcus's face when he realized he was caught. She needed to hear Monica's story. She needed that moment of clarity, as painful as it was, to truly understand what she'd almost become part of. Sometimes love means making the hard choice, even when it breaks your child's heart in the short term. Because I'd rather she have a broken heart that can heal than a broken life that might not. She's happy now. Really happy. David treats her like she hung the moon. They're talking about kids, maybe buying a house closer to me. She still has moments where the betrayal stings, where she questions her judgment. But she's learned to trust herself again, to see red flags, to value her own instincts. And me? I learned that a mother's intuition is never just paranoia. When something feels off, it usually is. Trust your gut, do your homework, and never apologize for protecting the people you love. Even if it means standing up in the middle of a wedding and blowing it all to hell,